way up in the Nordics, rests the beautiful country of Denmark. In it resides that sparkling gem we all know to be Copenhagen. People travel from all over the world to partake of its history, its sights, its culture, and its food. And we're no exception. Honestly, you could spend weeks there. But what most travelers don't know about is another city about 100 miles to the west on the separate island of Fyn. This charming and historic city happens to be the third largest city in Denmark and also happens to be criminally overlooked. This is the city of Odense. Welcome to Abroad with the Burrells, a channel for travelers by travelers. I'm Coleman, your host for this video. This is Jamie, and that's Brooklyn. I'd visited Denmark twice prior to this trip, both times in Copenhagen. Once with the fellas, and again with Jamie on an extended layover after our trip to Switzerland. Both trips were lovely, but brief, and they only served to whet our appetite and fuel an insatiable desire to return and see more. Like most visitors, we'd never even heard of Odense. So how did we end up visiting this endearing but little-known city? Well, to properly understand that, we'll have to go back to 2019. 2019 found us touring northern Italy. We started in Venice, made our way through Florence and the Tuscan countryside, and finished up in Cinque Terre. While in Tuscany, we stayed in an agriturismo, an Italian countryside farmhouse and winery that doubles as an inn. While there, the family that runs the establishment hosted an outdoor traditional Italian dinner for all of the guests. It was here that we just so happened to be seated with a family visiting from Denmark. These are our friends from Denmark.
Yeah, I am Ole.
Yeah, that's right. You're on YouTube now. Yeah, he's on YouTube now. All you guys, yeah. All the way from Denmark, representing. We had one of the best evenings ever. We ended up talking and laughing long after the sun went down, the lights were turned off, and all the other guests had gone to bed. We expressed how much we loved Denmark and planned to return, to which they replied, "You'll find us about an hour and a half outside of Copenhagen in a city called Odense." From that point on, we knew Denmark was an inevitability, and thus we arrived to 2022. We've arrived. Copenhagen, long flight, broken stroller wheel later. Here we are.
Go file a claim.
Yep. So about to begin the drive to Odense pretty soon. Hola, coming for you, brother.
We're in the car. We're going to see Ola.
Made it.
Admit.
Looking forward to seeing you guys. Be there soon.
Just everything's so beautiful. The air is crisp. It's like a real fall day.
Yep.
We're so excited to be here.
Absolutely.
A little tired.
Strap in for an hour and a half and then we'll be home free. We settled in for our smooth trek across Denmark, leaving one island and traversing another. Before long, we had reunited with our friends and were treated to a loving tour through their lovely neighborhood. So here we are in Odense. We've met up with Ola and Mette, and they're here hosting us.
Yeah, 2019.
That's right.
Great time.
That's right.
Yeah.
2022.
Time flies.
Yeah.
Time flies. That one was just a little whippersnapper.
She was like 8 months old last time they saw her.
What a remarkable stroll. Jamie and I could not stop smiling as we explored the delightful parks and alleyways.
This is the back sides of the yards.
Oh.
There's houses on the street here and houses there, and all the yards are. I love it.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Isn't this so cool?
It's amazing. Love this little alleyway here.
Yeah. We made it. I thought we took the fun way around here.
Sure.
So you can see all the small places.
Oh man, it's very charming.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. We walked along the bricked and cobblestone streets, visited the old water plant and local schoolhouse. How many students here, approximately?
About 400.
Oh, it's a good size.
Okay, ready?
She's like, Mom, you don't jump high enough for me. How fun is that?
Woo! I wish we had this at my school.
I know. We traipsed through an adorable old town where former industrial-age textile factories are now converted into restaurants and chill spots.
Is where you put wool into, you boil it and put it together. You know the cloth, which is hard and compact. This is what you do here, and this one is an old stable.
Wow. And finally, we meandered through adorable neighborhoods, marveling at vintage homes that have been standing for hundreds of years.
It's like a fairy tale.
Yeah, so it's like a fairy tale cottage.
I think of
Hansel and Gretel,
yeah.
After our first night of touring and dinner, it was time to unwind with convivial conversation over a glass of wine. You guys are not gonna believe this. So here we are.
Yeah.
It is Friday evening, and we're hanging out. And would you believe they're opening the bottle of wine at the place where we met in 2019 in Italy, and we're sharing that. Now, I'm gonna pretend like they saved that just for us. But wow, words can't describe how grateful we are for your hospitality.
You're welcome.
We are indebted to you both, absolutely. If you ever find yourself in California, we got you. How do you pronounce it? All right, what are we about to try?
Well, they're famous for their Avoskivas.
How do you pronounce that? Where is that? Where is that on the thing? This dessert here is called an Aberskiva.
See, I wasn't that far off.
That's pretty good. Okay, how is it pronounced?
Æbleskiver.
It's good. And speaking of vintage homes, our friends lived in just such a one. Wonderfully preserved and tastefully decorated, we loved the classical look and feel of the furniture and fixtures and how it all seamlessly married to the modern sensibilities. We were beyond impressed with our spectacular accommodations and the loving hospitality we received.
Yeah.
All right, this is homemade breakfast here.
It is, and I do it tomorrow too.
Wow.
Wow.
Fresh that feels.
Look at this. Our friend, look what he did. He made this.
Yeah.
That is bakery.
From
That
scratch,
is-
guys.
Yeah.
From scratch.
That's bakery.
That's actually a tradition here, you know.
Oh
love
my
it.
gosh. He didn't run to the bakery and pick those up.
No, I didn't.
Those are made from scratch. Hip hip hooray to you, sir. And guys, the bread was delicious. Ola would prepare the dough the night before, allow the yeast to rise in the fridge overnight, and bake it fresh at around 6 a.m. the next morning. We affectionately named it Ola's Beurre, or in English, Ola's bread. After a wonderful breakfast, we made our way downtown to explore more of Odense. You could get lost for hours down there, filled with pleasant pedestrian walkways, delightful eateries, good shopping, and medieval and Gothic architecture. Odense will not fail to impress. Quite the intriguing little gem sits quietly on one of the city's side streets, the Cambodden. an old medieval style antique shop that sells the coolest knickknacks, doohickeys, and whatchamacallits. If you have a flair for the antique, you're sure to find some treasures within. There's even a stairwell here, leads to another section where there's more antiques to explore. So if you're really into antiques and you love that 16th, 17th century old world feel, old world shop feel, this is definitely the place for you. Well, look at this, there's like a trap door to get down in there.
You think here the floor, they have seen many things.
Oh my gosh, if they could talk, the stories they could tell. Be sure to visit St. Canute's Cathedral. Construction began in the year 1300 and wasn't completed until 1499. Nearly a 200-year-long project. Inside are the remains of St. Canute, the old Danish king. Even more impressive, it's the place of Ole and Metta's wedding. But what makes Odense particularly unique is that it's the birthplace of one Hans Christian Andersen. Yes, the Hans Christian Andersen that wrote such classics as The Princess and the Pea, The Little Mermaid, Thumbelina, and The Ugly Duckling, to name a few. There's an entire museum dedicated to him. This is the Hans Christian Andersen Museum, available to you to learn about his life and times, see the different artifacts they've collected to help to explain and to frame up his life. And then of course this is the starting point for the walking tour. You can take a street walking tour and follow in the footsteps of Hans Christian Andersen from his house to his school, all of those types of things. We've caught a little bit of rain, but we've been told that's, hey, welcome to Denmark. It doesn't bother us at all. We're still gonna have a good time regardless. So we're gonna head up to the top and then we're gonna start the walking tour of the life and times of Hans Christian Andersen. Take note of the footsteps here on the ground. The footsteps lead all the way around the city. You follow these. So it's a guided tour in a sense, where you can know where to go next and what you're looking at. It's pretty impossible to get lost. Okay, are you following those, babe?
Yeah. The red footsteps.
Oh, she had to stop and get in the puddle, of course.
Good, you brought your boots.
Yeah. Mom, good thinking, Mom. Mom, you're so smart.
I was like, so finally actually get to use them,
Yeah.
so.
Oh yeah, you got no rain in summer.
Also note, when you see the red feet turned this way, it's telling you to stop and pay attention to a particular site in front of you. Wow.
I think the next one is the Hans Christian Andersen.
This is where he's born.
He was born here?
Yeah, he's right there.
Oh.
The house is down here.
Wow.
It was in
20 people.
20 people. And you can look inside. There's 3 small rooms. He was born here in 1805, and the family lived there because they was not able to pay for their own house. When they lived here, it was seen as the worst slum.
Wow.
Like this.
So it wasn't as charming as it as it is now.
No.
Yeah.
And if you look inside the house, it's impossible to understand where 20 people could even sleep.
Absolutely.
When he went to school here.
Oh.
That's the building.
That's the school building.
Yes.
Wow. And the quote, here I ran with wood shoes on and I went to the poor school.
How do you say that in Danish?
Her løb jeg om med træskoene på og gik i fattigskole.
Oh my gosh. I don't have a shot at that one.
Jojo! to be GoPro, but now this is the GoPro. I'm gonna vlog to see everyone. When we watch it, everyone can see the footprints. And everyone is gonna see we're following the footprints. And look, we're following footprints right now.
There was so much more on the Hans Christian Andersen walking tour that we saw and learned. We simply don't have the time to include it all in this video. The point, as always, is to whet your appetite just enough so that you can go experience it for yourself. As a nice bonus, while exploring town, note the many sculptures placed around that serve to pay homage to the many works of Hans Christian Andersen. After the tour, we spent another hour or so exploring the city and even grabbed a quick treat.
So what are we going to get right now, babe?
Ice cream.
Okay. Gotta get ice cream for Brooklyn. It's an emergency. We finally found Brooklyn's ice cream joint.
Hello.
Oh yeah. So you can see.
You want strawberry?
Look what they got for you. Look at this.
I think that one's strawberry.
Options on top of
Yeah,
options.
strawberry with mascarpone.
Ooh. Oh my goodness.
There you go.
Say?
Yeah.
Wait.
You got laced up, little girl.
This is so good.
The tour was awesome, and the ice cream put a bow on top. However, we had to hurry and get back home because the best part of the day had yet to come. Would you believe it? Ola and Medda invited over friends and family that night for a big dinner at their home, including our friends Steen and Pia, who had driven several hours from the German-Denmark border just to see us. Tonight, each guest would be showcasing several traditional Danish dishes for us to try. As you can imagine, our curiosity and anticipation were through the roof. The food would come out tapas style, and that night, we tasted some incredible dishes that I'd never heard of before and to this day can hardly pronounce.
We eat it for Christmas, for Easter, for Pinsa. What is Pinsa? I don't know the English.
However, some of our
The religious holidays.
Wow.
And I will show you in a minute. I will show you
how to do it.
Oh wow.
Can I add that this is a very classic dish?
For lunch.
But one of the few dishes in Denmark that doesn't go with wine.
Oh.
Yeah.
So that's why we.
So we have to pour it out.
Yeah.
So we drink snaps and we drink maybe a beer.
Oh.
And be aware of this. This is very strong.
Okay.
And this is for the small.
Oh.
So you can always have-
And I learned when I was very young. I learned that when I drink snaps, I drink water. No beer and snaps for me, because then I'm going to be too crazy.
Yeah.
And you
Have a nice
talk
snaps.
about.
Okay.
We see it now, so we can
Yes.
talk.
Then
That's for
I will show you.
Wow.
Hearing?
Herring.
Herring.
Yeah.
Okay.
We do eat fish actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're marinated, so they have a special, very delicate taste.
It's Danish sushi.
And then take this kai salad.
Okay.
Kai.
Curry salad.
Curry.
Yes.
Curry
Dressing
salad.
kind.
Okay.
Curry, yeah, with
Dressing.
Eggs and apples. And
This is exciting.
yeah.
Have you ever tried?
Never. Never tried
Very
this.
traditional Danish.
Brooklyn, would you like a piece of bread?
Is this bread?
Yeah.
Cornbread?
I'll take that one.
I can find
So this is a special schnapps from their hometown, different part of Denmark. So we get a chance to taste that, which is great.
Oh, I forgot you can have butter on if you want.
Butter for the bread, okay.
From
Yeah.
from the
So you butter the bread, and then you put this curry sauce on top of it.
We need a bite first. One bite first.
One bite.
One bite, and then the schnapps.
Curry has to be swimming.
Oh. First bite down, Delicious. Good
Cheers.
And letter.
Okay.
Yes. This is shells, as you can see, and they are filled with a sauce with the asparagus
Wow.
and chicken and
Chopped with
parsley.
Parsley.
Yeah.
How exciting.
Yeah. Try first.
Yes.
That's it.
Thank you.
You have to know your
Okay.
The
And then
best
pass
food
it.
you can get.
It's old Danish course.
Yeah.
When we went to our grandparents, we used to get that to the main to the first course.
Yeah.
Then we like it so much, so you have to be careful how much you eat.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know.
It's similar to a. I mean, not similar, but.
Chicken pot pie?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Come on, people. Y'all got to get in on this.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
I wish you guys could taste this through the screen. I'll taste it for you though. That's delicious, guys.
The evening was perfect. The food, friends, and fellowship was something we will never, ever forget. After the first 2 dishes, we were served a deliciously flavored Danish meatball. Not to be confused with the Swedish meatball. Yes, there is a difference. We've now had both, and honestly, we definitely lean towards the Danish version. Afterwards, we were served a Danish dessert, an assortment of Danish cheeses, and a very unique local fruit salad smothered in cream and chocolate flakes. Incredible.
Now Ole is going to tell about the dessert.
Okay.
We made it, but he's going to tell about it, right?
You made?
Oh, she helped make it?
Yes, it is.
Wow.
It's for everyone.
Yeah.
After the food, we sat and laughed and just enjoyed ourselves until late into the night. Honestly, it was Italy all over again.
Honey, can you say that again, what you said?
Let me ask him.
I forgot. Ready to? Rødkål med fløde.
You have Danish blood in you somewhere.
I do.
Yeah.
I think I really do.
Yeah. No, because she struggles with accents. She struggles with accents normally, but this one she's just doing naturally. Yeah, exactly.
This was our last night in Odense, and leaving was bittersweet. After a good night's rest, it was time to pack our bags and say goodbye.
Well, everyone, this is a fond farewell. Had a wonderful time here. Thank you guys again for hosting us.
Yeah, you're
Welcome anytime.
Anytime, come back.
Everything was beautiful. Dinner, a bunch of dishes that I can't pronounce anymore.
You got the text.
Yeah, exactly. But we'll do our best, and Odense is just a beautiful town, and we highly recommend it as a visit. So,
Come back.
many thanks to you guys.
Thank you.
Yes, absolutely.
Hope to see you again.
Yeah, we will do.
Yeah.
There it is.
Bye. Bye. Bye, Pia.
Aww.
Brooklyn, you miss them? They were so great.
I just want to say, fantastic hosts,
Amazing.
amazing food, great times. Also, Odense is just a wonderful town to come to. It's very tempting to get locked down in Copenhagen if you're going to be in Denmark, and why not? It's a fantastic city, but if you can get out and head over this way, it's certainly worth the time, certainly worth the visit, and probably a kind of hidden gem, huh? I'd say. So,
It's just been amazing.
yeah, it's wonderful.
Just wowed the whole time.
Yeah. So one more shout out. Thank you so much, Ole and Mette. You guys were fantastic to us, and we are beyond grateful for everything.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It was difficult to leave our friends after such a quick visit. Their hospitality, along with that of Noah, Steen, Pia, Dorothy, and Daniel, was out of this world. However, as sad as it was, we could take heart knowing there were more adventures just up the road. We were on our way to Copenhagen. That's gonna do it for this episode of Abroad with the Burrells. If you saw anything that was informational or inspirational in any way, be sure to smack that like and subscribe button, and don't forget to check that notification bell to continue to join us on all of our new adventures. Remember, traveling is not just about the destination, but who you share it with. From our family to yours, we encourage you to get out there, make it happen, and have fun.